Hello and welcome to the Matthew Alton Art channel again. Well, here I am again. This is day 5 of my Sketch Something Every Day for 7 Days challenge. You might not be able to tell what it is at the moment, but I've returned to another portrait sketch using one of the Raw Rumba Studios free reference photos that I downloaded the other day. You can see that I've started by adding the hair shape, and that it's a big afro hairdo, which is what attracted me to this sort of model here. It's on the usual A5 size paper, so quite small to be able to get the details of the facial features in, but you'll see that with a little bit of tinkering I do manage that by the end of the actual drawing. I'm using the normal mechanical pencil. I think it's got an 8B lead in it, and I put the 8B lead in it because of course the hair is going to be black, and it's going to be quite dark, and you can get darker darks with soft pencils. You can see that the actual size of the facial features is probably only about 1.5 inches square, really, to be fair, so quite difficult to get great accuracy in the lightness. It did end up being okay from a lightness point of view, not brilliant, but okay. Sort of looking up at the model slightly as well, so you can see under the chin here, which is quite a difficult thing to deal with, but again I manage it okay. It's a black lady, obviously, with the afro hair, and the skin's too light at the moment, but of course quite oily skin, so there are some highlights on the skin as well. As I've said before to people who watch the channel regularly, when doing portraits, it makes it much more difficult for yourself doing tiny portraits, really, in that a 1/4 millimetre wrong mark on a face this size really could ruin the likeness, you know, so it's quite a difficult task. You can see me using the electric eraser there again, which I've talked about in other videos on this little series of challenges that I've been doing. A really useful tool, especially when working on this small scale like this, because although you can mould a putty rubber to be quite pointy, you can't really get it to be tiny, and of course the tinier the putty rubber is, the less pressure you can apply to the area that you want to erase anyway, so that's why the electric eraser is a useful tool. I quite enjoyed doing this one again, so overall it's been a good experience, I have to say, this little challenge. Though I am getting quite tired because of course I'm doing the drawings, which okay are only taking about an hour or thereabouts, but of course I'm doing all the videos associated with them and that sort of thing as well, so it is quite a sort of chore to do everything associated with doing the actual portrait. I really like the way that I did the afro hair on this. It took quite a while to build up, but I don't know if you can see on this scale, but I'm actually drawing little circles using the pencil lead next to each other, and that sort of really does give the texture of the curly hair, and of course you can build up the darkness by adding circles closer and closer together, so it just seemed the right sort of mark making to be making for this hair, and I think it worked quite well. I was just checking there to see if, because I was pressing on so hard with the black pencil on this side, whether the previous drawing, or it was the horse chestnut you just saw flip up there from a few days ago, whether that was actually transferring itself to the back of the page that I'm using, and it wasn't too bad, so no harm done. But if you do press on hard, sometimes you can end up transferring what's on the opposite side to the back of the piece of paper that you're currently working on. So you can see that I varied the pressure there, and I've got actually sort of some of the mass of the hair as well, with the light catching it. Still very dark, of course, because it's black hair. Now working on the neck muscles, quite a long, thin neck, quite muscular. The lady was wearing a stripy top and also had her hands up in front of her, and I sort of, it was about an hour in at this point, and I didn't really want to go into too much detail on that, really, so I just indicated it. But that's the joy of a sketch, you know, you can emphasise the bits of the reference that you think are interesting. It probably looks a little odd with me having missed the hands out, really, and just having the white space on that side at the bottom. But, you know, I'd had enough. It was a sketch. I'd fulfilled my challenge by doing the sketch today, so that was fine. Well, this is the final drawing, and overall I'm quite pleased with it. It took about just over an hour, I think this one, an hour and 7 minutes, something like that, to do in total. If I had been less tired, I might have tried to add the hands as well, which probably would have made it a more polished, finished drawing, but I'm pleased with what it looks like. And another variety fold sketch in the sketchbook that I've added to this week. So that was day 5. I will be doing another one tomorrow, which will be day 6, and then it's just one day to go. Well, thank you for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you found me through the YouTube algorithm pushing me to you, then do consider subscribing if you've enjoyed watching the video. I do lots and lots of time-lapse videos, but also other videos about my YouTube, setting up my small art business at the moment. So hopefully you'll find those interesting. Okay, well, I'll see you very shortly on the next one. Bye.